Today, as we send our graduates out into the world, let us begin by recognizing with our deep gratitude Robert Bob Duplessis, the Isaac H. Clothier Professor of History and International Relations, Charles Kellerman, Edward Hicks McGill Professor of Computer Science, who are retiring from our faculty, and Elke Plaxton, who is retiring as a lecturer in German studies after 40 years. Constance Jones, who is retiring after 34 years as a registered nurse in the Worth Health Center, and Owen Redgrave, who, after more than 30 years of service, retires as Director of Public Safety. I want to also recognize the Senior Class Dean, Daryl Small, who is also retiring this year as Associate Dean for Multicultural Affairs. Please join me in thanking these very special members of our community. I also ask that you join with me in a moment of silence to remember Joan Friedman, lecturer in Spanish, and George Moskos, James C. Hormel Professor in Social Justice, cherished members of our community who died within the last year. Class of 2011, today is a great day of celebration. This beautiful amphitheater is filled with family and friends, faculty and staff, alumni, neighbors, and distinguished guests, all who gathered today to celebrate your graduation from Swarthmore. Before I take this opportunity to address you, I want to ask that you join together in expressing gratitude to those who have helped you along this complex, difficult, fun, and amazing journey. Let us say thank you to the faculty members who have dedicated their energy and talent to your intellectual and personal development, and who've helped you learn everything from astronomy to economics, from studio art to sociology, from psychology to history, biology, religion, engineering, and more. Thank you to the staff members who have engaged you and cared for our beautiful campus, who clean the halls, the classrooms, the laboratories, who have advised, nourished, and supported you. Let us say thank you to the alumni who get called for those donations and respond to support this school. Thank you to the friends who gathered today to be with you. None of you has gone through this experience alone. Your friends have been with you in good times and in difficult times. They've been by your side when you've struggled and with you when you're celebrating. You'll make other friends, of course, across your lifetime. But if you're like most Swarthmore alumni, the friends you make here will be lifelong, and they'll always be a part of your lives. But most especially today, I want you to thank your families, your parents and caregivers who have supported your education, who have cheered your triumphs, who've helped you learn from the problems you've confronted, and who today are filled with pride. Thanks to your brothers, sisters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all the members of your extended families. Each of your graduations represents a moment of joy, of accomplishment, of celebration for each family. So I ask that you rise, turn around, and thank your families. In the 4 years you have called Swarthmore your home, There have been many changes here on campus, in our communities, around the country, and in the world. Global financial markets collapsed and are slowly being restored, we hope. And there have been far too many cataclysmic natural disasters, including earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, and tornadoes, that have devastated communities and countries around the world. We've seen tremendous political and cultural change around the world. In the US, we watched in amazement as Democratic senators literally fled their home state of Wisconsin in an attempt to prevent anti-union legislation being passed in the state Senate. Since you've arrived here, we've also been witness to the introduction of the Apple iPhone, WikiLeaks, and Lady Gaga. Here on campus, there's been a little bit of change underway. You were introduced to a new dean, a new director of Worth Health Center, a new president. I asked if that is We opened the Worcester Education Center and Greenhouse. We installed our third green roof. We opened a new media center, and we became very active participants in the College Access Center in Chester. And many of you have been involved in that center. If the 21st century will be underscored by themes of technology, sustainability, change, and broadened access to education, you are already leading the way. Over the last 4 years, the college has been signaled out while you've been here in a number of ways for which we are both grateful and proud. Swarthmore was cited as a top college for Latinos, noted for 3 consecutive years as being the best value among liberal arts colleges, and also commended for its leadership in community engagement. Our faculty continue to inspire us in more ways than I can mention, but we count among their amazing achievements the discovery of new stars in the galaxy and the recovery of lost languages in remote regions. Alumni also continue to dazzle, appearing on the cover of Time, serving as jurists for landmark legal cases, and spearheading the efforts to extend the very best liberal arts education to remote parts of this world. And then, in the last 4 years, there was you, this class of remarkable students. You have won Rockefeller, Watson, and Mellon Mays undergraduate fellowships, as well as Fulbright and Project Pericles grants. You created mobile technology to help educate young rural students in China. You've moved us with your performances and creations, and one of you will have your work permanently displayed in Sharples beginning this fall. You've led us to championships levels in women's and men's soccer and women's volleyball. You hosted the largest collegiate fencing tournament in the world, and you experienced baseball's best season in 25 years. What was the phrase, the nerd jock? And so much more. Class of 2011, join us all in congratulating you on your incredible accomplishments to this college. So today we induct you into the worldwide network of Swarthmore alumni, a community that is truly amazing in its talents and its love for the intellectual life, the common good, and for this campus. We are privileged today to confer degrees upon 3 alumni: David Bradley, class of 75, David Kennedy, class of 80, and Iqbal Qadir, class of 81, who have distinguished themselves as leaders in the areas of publishing, philanthropy, social justice, science, and civic engagement. I hope you will emulate these alumni by doing what you have learned here: the practice of rigorous, sustained, focused, out-of-the-box, disciplined, critical thinking. Our faculties have been committed to helping you shape your capacity to think critically, to ask complex as well as simple questions, to suspend quick and easy judgments, to explore other perspectives, to test new hypotheses, and to forge new pathways. All the research on higher education confirms that it is this capacity that liberal arts graduates contribute to the flourishing of individual lives, to the practice of effective citizenship, and yes, this capacity allows you to work for the future good of our world. In Gravity and Grace, the French philosopher Simone Weil describes what we as faculty try to accomplish in teaching you the art of critical thinking. She puts it this way: the poet produces the beautiful by fixing his attention on something real. It is the same with the act of love. To know that this man, who this man is, as he is hungry and thirsty, to know that he really exists as much as I do, that is love. That is enough. The rest follows. The authentic and pure values, truth, beauty, and goodness, in the activity of human being are the result of one and the same act, a certain application of full attention to the object. Teaching should have no other aim but to prepare by training the attention for the possibility of such an act. Over the course of your time here, this is what you've learned: the discipline required in the art of fixing full attention to the object at hand. It is this art, this discipline, this love that distinguishes our alumni and sustains their ability to make this world a better place. And when thinking critically results in being carried away by the experiment in the laboratory, or requires hours of preparation to perform the new dance, or means working in the Amazon to address deforestation, you will find yourself fueled by your passion, a Swarthmore passion. Swarthmore passion is, in my experience, unique. Passion in the world at large is often about pursuing a personal thing. And for this reason, passion can allow emotions to govern reason. Something, by the way, that our Quaker forefathers would find abhorrent. But Swarthmore passion, so honed by and through critical thinking, is almost always guided by the demands and needs of the world in all its dimensions, whether it is to figure out a particular problem in math, to design a program to improve the lives of women and children, or to sculpt a new expression of beauty. To find your mission in life, author Frederick Buechner says, is to discover the intersection between your heart's deep gladness and the world's deep hunger. Swarthmore passion, it seems to me, is always this combination of your heart's gladness and the world's great need. And the world needs you desperately. We need you to invent green technology, to imagine forms of civil discourse and civic engagement in a pluralistic world that seems currently filled with fear and anger. We need you to heal the wounds of human madness and the devastations of natural disasters. We need you to help the poor here and around the world. We need you to reinvent politics. We need you to create new forms of literary, artistic, and architectural expressions that will help us learn to live together across the divides of difference. We need the combined power of your passion, your heart, your thinking, your reasoning. Class of 2011, as you leave this amphitheater and all that you have known and loved so well during the past 4 years, please carry with you your greatest discoveries, your most profound understandings, your remarkable creations, and your deepest connections. Fix your full attention to truth, goodness, and beauty. May you find yourself fueled by Swarthmore's passion. May your heart's gladness fit our world's needs. Congratulations, class of 2011.